We've come down to the river today to do an unboxing of the new Gladiator ONE. So I think what is really special about this board, as well as the product, is the price. So what I think premium brands and premium selling has been missing out on at the moment is to get that entry level product in for people who are looking at something about that $250 price point. There's been that gap where people want to start paddleboarding, don't really know whether they're going to like it or not, and don't really want to invest too much money, and then they end up with something that's just a bit bendy. So it's the Gladiator ONE that's going to help people out with that. So just open the box. First thing at the top is a paddle end. We'll show a bit more detail in a minute, but this is a fiberglass shaft and a nylon plastic blade. This, I think, is the kayak part. I know it's just a little nod to environment, but you'll also notice in paper packaging rather than plastic packaging, which is quite nice. So this is the shaft and the clip. Again, it's one of those things you don't really think about when you're buying something, but the clip is something that can be replaced. So if you do accidentally drop it, or it falls off, or you lose it, you can ring Gladiator or one of your retailers, and this can be purchased as an aftermarket product, which means that your paddle has got a lot more longevity. So you've got shaft, handle and blade. A lot of people don't really think about the paddle when they're purchasing a product. This is, as we said, fiberglass shaft and plastic blade, which means that when you are paddling, it's just a lot nicer to use. And then if you want to change it into kayak mode, you literally pop that button in, close it, and you have a kayak paddle. So we'll do a little demo of that later. What else have we got? So we've also got a kayak seat that is open. Pretty nice one. We'll have a look at this later when we're sat on it, but it's standard, but pretty kind of top standard seat. Just a normal decent pump. Good old instructions. A decent leash does the job. Maintenance kit. Let's have a look what's in here. Your nuts and nuts and bolts, which you'll need in a minute. I'll show you about that. And what's called a universal fin. We'll probably talk about this in a bit more detail later when I'm setting it in the board, but this is a key product in a premium board because it's what we call a universal fin, and it fits into a universal fin box. So as a retailer, one of our main phone calls in the summer months, not necessarily in the winter, is customers ringing up and asking for a new fin. And when they buy a board that's kind of normally around that £250 price point, it's that kind of big box brands that aren't really considering the consumer after the purchase is bought, and they're giving the consumer sliding fins or their own brand click fin, and they're just not allowing for that product to be replaced easily. So then somebody has a £250 product. Yes, it's quite reasonably priced, but it's quite expensive to find a way round of getting a new fin. They have to take the fin box off and stuff like that. So yeah, that's definitely a big plus of the product. So wow, now we've got the board. It's a decent bag. It's got rucksacks on the back. Let's have a look. Let's see what it feels like on. See if we can get this before I start undoing it. That's pretty good. You can definitely see being able to walk down to a long walk or river, or little cove with that on, so that's good. Let's get this box out of the way. Let's have a look at the exciting bit, the board. It's clipped into the bag, helps stop the board falling over in the bag when you're starting to unpack it. It's a nice, decent size, a simple, basic bag. Wouldn't really expect anything else on a very reasonably priced product, but it's going to do the job, and it's a decent size, so you can be able to fit the product back in afterwards. Again, a nice little nod to the environment. It's all wrapped in paper. All the fixtures and fittings are protected by cardboard, which is nice. Nice thing to see. Really good until now. So the Gladiator ONE is what we is made out of 1000 denier drop stitch, and you can see the quality difference already. It's quite a thick material. It's not as thick as the more premium products in the range, in the Gladiator range. That is a higher thickness, but they're more money. So for something that's going to get you out on the water, a reasonable budget, it's got a lot of longevity to it. So yeah, let's get this inflated, and then we can take it out for a test drive. Let's have a look at this pump. Decent looking pump. It's got a good strong hose. Again, something you don't really think about when you're buying a board, but if the hose is really thin, they break. And then if the pump's not what we call universal, you can't get a new hose, so you're quickly buying a new pump. So I'm sure, I don't know if any of you guys know, but when you start to inflate the board, it's my little trick: get your thumb, run your thumb over the button. If the button catches, it's in the right position. If it's in the wrong position, your thumb runs over the button. So that's just my little trick. So bump in, let's get inflating. Quite a nice pump actually. It's got little grooves in where your fingers go. Makes it easier, your hands aren't slipping off. I just get the last few bits in. Check it's nearly 18. This is going to be exciting. So we're going to go out in the river in a minute and test it out in both paddleboard mode and kayak mode, but it's looking really nice. We've got cargo straps at the front and back, which is pretty cool. Handles front and back. We've got a handle in the middle. We've got D-rings in the middle as well, and that's just going to allow us to put it into kayak mode. So yeah, let's get this out on the water. Yeah, let's just have a look at the rail edge for a minute. So it's what we call a double rail edge. So the top and the bottom of the board is coming round. There's a gap here, which you'd expect on a premium double rail edge, and then you've got this good rail edge on the top. So it's curved, it's not too boxy. It's going to allow people to enjoy the water a little bit more. It's going to add stiffness. What we call a crocodile deck pad as well. It just adds, so what a crocodile deck pad does is it allows a non-slip feel, but it also allows a lot of comfort on the feet when you see diamond deck pads and stuff like that. It's quite uncomfortable on the feet, so it's nice to see a crocodile. Nice simple handle. Let's get the fin in the board before we get it out of the water, otherwise it's not going to be very useful, is it? So yeah, let's have a look at a universal fin and fin box. So I know it's kind of maybe obvious, but universal, what does it mean? It means that that fin is the same fin as any surfboard, windsurfing board, and or premium paddle boards. So if you lose your fin, it's just a really easy thing to replace, rather than almost impossible, which isn't very helpful. So we have a nut and bolt here. If you don't want to mess around with a nut and bolt, there is a product on the market called a Swift Fix thin nut and bolt. A bit long worded, but basically it's kind of a nut and bolt, but you attach it to your fin and you just click it in. So there is another solution to a click fin if you really don't want to use this, but it's super easy, I promise. So you get the two bits, put one on there, slide it up, got that bit left, put that down there, slide it down, and then you attach the two together, and it is simple as that. That's what all the fuss is about. So when you've got these brands and they're saying quick click fins and it's super easy, or a sliding fin, and people are getting hammers on the beach to try and move it around because it's all bent out of shape, that's what all the fuss is about. That nut and bolt, which means that you can choose a river fin when you're going out in the water, means you can get a touring fin to give the board more direction, just gives you a whole host of opportunities. So voila, fin set up. So yes, now let's get out on the water. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, it's 34 wide, 6 inches thick, just allows the whole family to use it and enjoy it. It's definitely a board for family use. If you're wanting something for individual fit, and you've got a bit of a higher budget, just give us a call and we'll go through that, because the Gladiator range does have those boards that fit each individual rider rather than families. So yeah, first impressions. First impressions, really nice and stable, really nice and wide. It's going to get those people that haven't really paddleboarded before stood up in seconds, feeling really confident with the board. Let's give it a bit of a spin. Paddle's nice too. Nice and easy to tan. Paddle handles well. You can definitely tell it's Fibreglass rather than alloy. Metal. Got really solid feeling. And if you want to do kayak mode, it's actually really comfortable. Do you like it, Cruz? She likes it.